About 2 years ago, I discovered that my wife was being unfaithful. That was the first day of devastation. Completely broke me. I came across messages between her and a man she worked with. When I confronted her, she didn't deny it, but claimed it was only texting and hadn't gone any further. She told me she was feeling overwhelmed, lonely, and unappreciated. The usual reasons. I was emotionally shattered back then. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, couldn't even think straight. We had just moved to a new state, hoping for a better future. We had turned our whole lives upside down, moved thousands of miles away from both our families. We didn't have much money, no support system, and our daughters were still adjusting to their new school and trying to make friends. So I stayed. I convinced myself we could repair things. I truly made an effort. And I believe she was trying too. She understood what was on the line. We got through a difficult phase. There were moments that reminded me of how we used to be. We even took a family trip when our financial situation improved. We started going on date nights again. She became more loving. I thought things were getting better. I believed we were healing. But I didn't realize I was the only one actually trying. Now, fast forward to the present. I had a gut feeling for weeks. She was putting extra effort into her looks, spending more time outside in the evenings and so on. One evening, I asked her to video call me unexpectedly while she said she was out buying groceries. She refused. She gave me some excuse about a poor signal and being in a hurry. That's when I knew. What confirmed everything was her laundry. Foolish. I know it sounds odd, but I have a serious allergy to cats. I found cat hair on her pants and shirt. She hadn't even taken the time to clean her clothes properly. I asked her about it and showed her the pants. She began crying, said she made a mistake and was confused. Then she shifted the blame, saying I had made her feel trapped over the past few months. She told me she had been thinking about bringing up the idea of an open relationship for a long time, but didn't believe I would ever agree to it. And she was right, I wouldn't. We had already discussed that years ago. Being faithful was the boundary. I guess she decided she would just do whatever she wanted anyway. I told her I was done, and this time I meant it. It wasn't an empty threat. I said the words and I stood by them. No more marriage counseling. No more second chances. She moved out 2 days later. I've already spoken to a lawyer. We're now working on a separation agreement, which in our state starts the 1-year process leading to divorce. She still sends messages, sometimes calls too. She says she's never stopped loving me, that she's willing to give up anything to make things right. But all I hear is more manipulation. She doesn't actually believe she did anything wrong. She's just upset that she got caught again. And this time there are real consequences. She's never once said, "I understand if you don't want me back." It's always, "How can I make you forgive me?" Never, "I'm truly sorry for hurting you." I'm exhausted. Exhausted from playing detective. Exhausted from being lied to. And then made to feel cold for not wanting to keep trying. She's still seeing him too. Even now she denies it. But she's not good at hiding the truth. I've seen her car parked outside his apartment more than once since she moved out. She says she's just trying to understand her feelings. But to me it seems like she made her choice a long time ago. Our daughters ask questions. I tell them that mommy needed some space for a while. I'm doing my best not to let my anger affect how I talk about her in front of them. But it's hard when I know she's smiling and pretending around them, only to run back to him and his chubby cat the moment the door closes behind her. I'm not looking for sympathy. I found it to be a pointless feeling. I just want to feel less alone, less out of place. I want to feel like I belong somewhere. Update. She's technically staying with her sister now. But I know that's not the only place she goes. I've seen her car parked outside his apartment enough times to stop questioning it. She doesn't even try to hide it properly anymore. Whenever I bring it up, she just gaslights me. I've already signed the separation papers. Her reaction was exactly what I expected. Do you really want to throw away all these years? Can't we give it one more try? She keeps sending long messages that bounce between apologizing, blaming me, and saying how unhappy she is. It's always about her, how she's feeling, how difficult this is for her. Not once has she asked how I'm doing or how the girls are coping with everything. She just wants to be reassured that I still care. I told her clearly that I have no interest in getting back together. I said we could create a custody plan and sort out everything else through our lawyers. She replied by saying I was being cold and treating everything like a business transaction. Maybe I am. Maybe that's all I have left in me when it comes to her. Then came something I can only call a stunt. She showed up at the house one evening with takeout. She walked in without any warning, saying she missed us. She started talking like nothing had ever happened. Even tried to sit beside me on the couch. When I didn't respond, she got defensive. Said I was being heartless for pushing her away just when she was finally ready to make things right. I had to ask her to leave. She went to her car crying and sat there for 20 minutes before finally driving off. I stood in the kitchen the entire time just waiting. After that I changed the locks. I texted her to let her know she shouldn't come by unless we've planned something for the kids. She completely lost it, accused me of trying to erase her from the family. But I'm not doing that. I just want peace. I want stability for my daughters. And I want her drama to stay far away from our home. I also found out that the man she's seeing, or was seeing, is married. I didn't know that before. I came across his wife's Instagram through some old tagged pictures. She doesn't post often. But there was one family vacation photo from a month ago, taken at the exact time my wife claimed she was away on a business trip. I haven't told his wife anything. I'm not sure if I ever will. It's not really my fight. But part of me feels like she deserves to know. Either way, I've stopped looking for more proof. I've stopped needing her to be honest. The truth is already clear in her behavior. I used to hope for a clean break. Some kind of honest confession where she'd finally admit everything. Break down crying and offer a real apology. But I don't wish for that anymore. That fantasy only kept me stuck. Still, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't hurting. I'm broken in ways I didn't expect. I keep comparing myself. Can't stop. The guy she cheated with. He's 24. Blonde. An ex-college athlete. Fit, confident. The complete opposite of what I've become physically over the past few years. She told me a long time ago that she had a thing for blonde guys. That sentence lives rent-free in my mind now. I know it's not all about appearance, but it's hard to separate the two. When I look at myself, all I see is a man she settled for. Someone who grew older, softer, stressed, distracted. Meanwhile, she chased a younger version of her fantasy. I keep imagining how it was with him. What they did, how she acted, how loud she got. I hate myself for thinking like this, but these thoughts are always there. Plays like a movie in my head. A film I never asked to watch. I've been pushing myself hard at the gym. I haven't missed a single day since D-Day. I've lost 6 pounds in just 1 week. I know that's not healthy or sustainable. I'll slow it down. But right now I need to see some kind of change. I need at least one part of my life to show progress. Something that tells me I'm not just sitting here, silently swallowing this betrayal. This entire experience has changed me into someone I don't even recognize. Angry, ashamed, insecure, obsessive. But I'm trying to find the edges of those feelings. Trying to remember who I was before all of this began. The divorce is moving forward. I just wish we didn't have to go through this separation phase. Mentally, emotionally, and physically. I feel like I'm fighting a battle on all fronts. Barely holding the line, for the sake of my kids. They're the only thing keeping me grounded. If anyone else has ever gone through this mental chaos, comparing themselves to the affair partner, trying to handle intimacy after betrayal, cycling through waves of anger, shame, and pain, I'd really appreciate hearing how you got through it. Or even if you didn't, I just don't want to feel this painfully alone anymore. Comment. I've been exactly where you are, and I just want to say, what you're feeling is completely valid. The comparisons, the mental images, the constant self-doubt, it's all part of the trauma. It deeply affects your sense of self-worth. But you didn't deserve this. None of this reflects your value as a man or a partner. Keep going to the gym, but don't do it to be better than him. Do it to reclaim your identity. You're not in a competition. You're already winning. By walking away from someone who didn't respect you. You're not alone, brother. These mind movies are something many of us experience after betrayal. But you've handled this better than most could. You didn't collapse. You maintained your boundaries. That takes real strength. She can cry and twist the story however she wants. But you already know the truth. You're doing the right thing. Focusing on your children and your healing. Don't let the image of some 24-year-old guy mess with your self-worth. He's not the one raising your daughters. He's not the one carrying this emotional weight. You are. And that means more than anything else. Another comment. You say you're done, but you're clearly not. You're still letting her into your emotional space. You're still obsessed with some 24-year-old guy like he's the real problem here. But in the end, you slept through the warning signs. She didn't just change overnight. You gave her a second chance. And now you're surprised that she hurt you again. You need to stop communicating with her. Stop offering her a shoulder to cry on. And truly cut her off if you're serious about healing and moving forward. If you don't, then this whole story just sounds like you're still stuck. Because a part of you still wants to be.